This is the human side of the story. And during the first round of the playoffs, Neil, we saw how goats can go to heroes and heroes can go to goats within a series, within a game, within a period even. And we'll start with Connor Hellebuyck, who survived 3 disasters in St. Louis, save percentage of just over .750. He allows 2 quick goals in Game 7. I even texted you a single word that said hook. And yet, Scott Arniel sticks with him. He manages to get through the second and the third periods with the dramatic comeback by Winnipeg. And then we get to overtime. He looks like a completely different goaltender. He's squaring up the pucks. Rebound control is good. All of that confidence that was missing for so much of the series managed to come back within the overtimes.
Yeah, and it can change that quickly. And momentum for whole teams can change that quickly, not just individual players, where you see suddenly it's something you can't describe. It's something you must be able to feel in a building when momentum changes. And certainly Connor Hellebuyck took the momentum shift that went towards Winnipeg and put it into his own game and went back to being the goalie that we saw all during the regular season. And had it not been for Connor Hellebuyck's goaltending, the way he played in the overtime, this could have gone towards St. Louis in the overtime.
And of course, Hellebuyck getting a little bit of revenge on Jordan Binnington, who beat him in overtime in the championship game of the Four Nations Face-Off. But then we can also look at the flip side of this card. Players that had real solid opening rounds for their clubs, but a couple of bad decisions wound up turning the tide against their teams. And I'm talking about Quinton Byfield with his turnover late in Game 4 in the Kings series against the Oilers. Had a chance to just simply chip a puck out, tried to carry it, and instead wound up watching Evan Bouchard's goal go in to tie the game. And of course, the Oilers went on not only to win Game 4 in overtime, but to win that series in 6 games. And Pavel Buchnevich on Sunday had a chance to actually skate a puck out of the zone in the final minute, but instead he goes for the empty net, shoots it actually over the Winnipeg cage with 46 seconds left. And as the ensuing plays took place, the Jets wind up tying the game on the Perfetti goal with 3 seconds left.
Yeah, and hockey is a game of instantaneous decision-making by all the participants. And you've only got a millisecond to make that decision of to keep skating or should I know I can hit the net from here. And then you miss, it's an icing. You've put your team at risk because you made that decision. And the same with Quinton Byfield, who thinks, oh, for sure I can beat this guy, but he thinks it in a millisecond. He doesn't think it in a longer period of time. You can also move to Quinton Byfield's coach, Jim Hiller, who makes a decision to challenge a goaltender interference situation, which backfires. No goaltender interference is deemed by the league, and therefore the Kings are awarded a penalty for delay of game. What happens on that power play for Edmonton? Edmonton scores, and the Kings put themselves in a hole and end up losing. So these decisions that are made, they can go the other way too. I mean, 1994, Stefan Matteau's coming around from behind the net. He's being hooked by the defenseman, which throws him off, that makes him try to center the puck out to Esa Tikkanen. It inadvertently hits the paddle of Marty Brodeur's stick and goes in behind him in the net. Game 7, overtime win. Stefan Matteau, famous for the rest of his life for that one instantaneous decision of throwing the puck out to the front to try to get it to Tikkanen, who's crashing the crease. And that's back in the olden days. But those decisions are made. There's thousands and thousands of those decisions made during a hockey game. And sometimes they go very wrong, and sometimes they go very right. And had Buchnevich hit the net, Winnipeg is eliminated. They can't come back. But instead, he misses the net, face-off, goal. Today, Winnipeg is moving on. St. Louis is gone home.
It's also remarkable from the human sense that Hellebuyck's move from go to, I'm not going to call him hero yet, but he's a Game 7 winning goaltender in overtime. But that takes place over the period of about 2 weeks. And the decisions that we're talking about with Byfield and Buchnevich are literally split second. And you played at a high level. You know how fast this game is and what it is to just have to think that quickly. Or is it just all instinct that takes over?
Well, it's the 10,000 hours of practice that you put in trying to hone your craft, and therefore it becomes instinctual of what to do and what your various opportunities are. What are your options? What can you do at that particular moment that you've done, 2,500 times? You've been in that situation and banked it off the boards or chipped it by or gone down and blocked the shot or whatever it is that you do. They're very, very fast, quick decisions. One decision that should be heralded today is the decision of the coach of the Winnipeg Jets, Scott Arniel. The announcers, Brian Boucher and Eddie Olchuk, were debating back and forth whether or not Hellebuyck should have been lifted after the second goal last night. And, Scott Arniel showed confidence in Hellebuyck and was rewarded for it in the way that Hellebuyck played for the rest of the game. Not saying that Eric Comrie wouldn't have played well if he'd come in, but I think that was the right decision. Stay with the guy that got you there, and that certainly was Hellebuyck.
That's what makes it all human.
Absolutely. It's human decisions, human instinct, and human teamwork. And that's what makes it such a great game to watch.
Thanks for joining us on the NHL Wraparound podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all the NHL action.